hang in there. You're doing great. And just like when you're in an ice bath or when you're getting a deep massage and you know it's helping, you know it's doing good for you, but then you're like, oh, how much longer? It's so painful. But you know, as soon as they stop the massage, you're like, oh. Or as soon as you get out of the ice bath, you're like, whew, that was great. That was amazing. Similarly, the collective and the individual shadow work we're doing right now is like that. We're just like, we feel it and we're like, oh, how much longer? And the guys are just saying, hang in there. Energies are shifting, thresholds are being crossed, and you will so totally appreciate and thank yourself for your patience. Just like when you're in an ice bath and you know you can last a little bit longer, but you have that impulse. Even when I hold my breath sometimes when I do the Wim Hof, I know I can hold my breath for like 30 more seconds, but the impulse to breathe is so strong. It's like, but then it just becomes mind over matter at that point. And then afterwards, you receive so many of the beautiful and amazing benefits of having not grit your teeth, but found a place of calmness through that. Just like when you're getting that massage, just surrender. Just full surrender. This is good for me. This is doing good for me. This is healthy. This is something I will thank myself for. So hang in there. And the guides just want to say that the energy polarities are shifting. So what that means is and I mention this all the time just because we kind of need to hear this again, we're going from a fear-based society to a love-based society. And in that process, there's like this things have to flip. And as they flip, the polarization flips, then whatever is kind of in the way, that gets brought to the surface and then transmuted and alchemized. And it just has to be that way. So there's big energies shifting. There's big energies emerging for a full polarity shift on December 21st, 2020. That's something that's been bubbling in my consciousness for a long time. That's something that the guides have. They don't really give me full disclosure, but what they have done is they smile whenever I bring up that and I ask questions. And they've given me words like wild card, like surprise, surprise. So, yeah, I just want to send you this quick message to say, hang in there. I love you. And we are so energetically holding each other's hands during this process as we switch from a fear-based society predominantly to a love-based society. So everything to do with love, like I mentioned before, it's like a software that we run as a human. We already have the software. It's fully functioning. It's active. It's the installation process. It's majorly installed in key areas. It's just the replication and distribution. This is where we are right now. So many of us are living in love, are living in what we call 5D consciousness or an open heart. We're experiencing an open heart. And what happens from that is that then that just replicates and distributes and becomes the predominant software, because once you see how amazing and effective and just everything that the old paradigm was, but just better in all ways, and rooted in empathy, compassion, all these things which seemed idealistic from the old paradigm are just naturalistic and innate and emergent of the new paradigm. So we're just in this phase of distribution. So you doing your deep work to clear your field and to hang in there during these this last month and a half or whatever, to really go through your own shadow work is just so key, so that this can distribute, this consciousness, this love, this heart awakened state can become so accessible, so normal, so in the morphogenetic field. If you're aware of morphogenetic fields, you can look up Rupert Sheldrake if you haven't heard about it before. Morphogenetic field is when It's also known as the 100th monkey effect. Once a certain amount of us learn something, it's like it becomes part of the field, and everyone else can access that same information. Like monkeys in a certain island start doing this one behavior, and then monkeys on another island, after 100 monkeys start doing it in that one, monkeys on another island had no contact start doing the same behavior when people would study them. Lots of different examples of it. You can study it more in depth. But it starts to become like imprinted in the collective psyche, like that kind of code becomes accessible. So we're in that process. Maybe you're the 100th monkey, I'm the 100th monkey. And when that thing flips, then everyone has access to, oh, yeah, there's a new way we can do it. Those recipes for well-being, for love, for joy, for peace, for harmony, for healing, just become more and more readily available, readily accessible in the field. So I love you so much. I just want to give you a big hug, a big high five, and congratulate you for everything that you've been doing. You've been doing a lot. You wouldn't be tuning into me if that wasn't the case. So I just want to give you the biggest hug and encourage you not to hang in there. That kind of sounds like oh shit, hang in. But it's more like, it's like a little bit of time for you. It's doing you well. Just breathe through this next phase. Things have been bubbling up on the world stage. And my last couple videos have really emphasized that. Yeah, things have been bubbling up, and yeah, it's kind of fun to just see like how these contrast, how these polarities, how these idea politics, and these bandwagons, and these team A, team B, and this the way the mind digests ideas, not only with yourself but with other people. How our minds become a conduit, a vehicle for programming, and how all of that can happen, how we do that, how we've done that, how other cultures have done that, how we've done that in history, and how we are breaking through into an amazing realm of sovereignty where we truly let our heart guide us. So I'm out. Talk soon.